So today what I'm going to do is show you how to mount a scope using the Wheeler scope mounting kit. I'm not going to do the lapping or anything like that. This is just going to be mounting a scope using some Seekins Precision 30mm AR High rings. They're matched. You can see the serial numbers right there, possibly. Yep, there you go. They're matched rings, and I'm going to be mounting a Athlon Helos BTR in the 6 to 24 times 50. It's a new scope, but looks kind of interesting. I'm going to be putting this on my Ruger precision rifle in Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor, and hopefully I do a little bit better than the scope I previously had on. The previous scope I had on wasn't mounted quite right, and I ended up getting this Wheeler mounting kit a while ago and just hadn't remounted everything, so I'm going to do that today. What Seekins says is to mount the rings to the rail at between 50 and 55 inch pounds in torque. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's just two hex screws here. Mount that right there. Just going to get them snug right now. I'm not going to torque them or tighten them right now. Just wanted to get the get it on there. I've already done some measuring on where I kind of wanted this mounted on here for the eye relief on that scope. Just messing around a little bit previous to the video, so kind of have a good idea of what to expect out of that scope and where I wanted to mount these rings. I went with the AR High Rings just because the rings I had previously were the just the Seekins Precision High Rings, and they weren't quite high enough for me on the last scope that I had. Last scope was also an Athlon. It was an Athlon Argos BTR, which, I mean, that's a good scope, and I'm going to be continuing to use it, but this scope has a couple more features I like, and yeah, go try that. And the glass clarity is about the same. So the biggest thing before was I didn't have the rings that I really wanted on this, nor was it mounted quite right. So I'm just snugging these up right now. Want to make sure the scope kind of fits in here. Okay, good. Oh, I am also going to put a Athlon or Vortex bubble level on here too, just because I like to have that as a safety to say, you know, that my gun is in fact level. So I just want to make sure that I have enough room in here to put that there. That should be good. Okay. So looks like I'm good there. It's not binding or anything like that. It's very smooth. So what I'll do now is actually just snug up those rings to the rail to the full 55 pounds. Just snug it each one at a time, you know, each ring at a time, not trying to overdo it. So that one is there. That one's good. Yeah, I ended up buying this kit for about the same price as the actual just fat wrench itself, the Wheeler fat wrench. So off of Amazon, I was been really happy with this. I've been basically demounting all my scopes on my various rifles and remounting it with this kit, so torquing it actually the right way. So those are good. So the next thing I want to do is fit this guy in here. And I don't know if it makes a whole lot of difference, but what I do is I, Seekins, obviously matches these rings, but I also, to each other, but I also want to keep the top of the rings with them, so I was sure to make sure that each top was the one that came with the bottom. So what? I just kind of want to get these situated here and then just snug them down just a little bit. Not too much. Just want to get it snug so I can get everything level, but still leave play in here so I can get things going. There we go. And if you didn't notice, these the screws that they come with Seekins are kind of long, so it's going to take a little bit to get there. Okay, it's still pretty loose. It's a little bit too tight. Okay, that's good. And Seekins recommends between 15 and 20 pounds of torque on the actual rings to the mount, to the scope. So I'll be changing my torque wrench to that once I get to that point. Right now I'm just slowly getting this down there. It's just a little bit too much. There we go. So I should still have plenty of play here. Yep, good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my rifle is level. So if you haven't used this before, this is comes with part of the kit with the Wheeler mounting kit, scope mounting kit. Comes with two pieces, both for on top of your scope right here and to level it with the rail itself. So what I want to do is first level the rifle. And I'm just using shooting bags for this to get everything level. That looks good. And then I need to just level this guy. Just checking a little bit more. I'm just going to tighten that up just a little bit just so you see that. Alright. So, I'm pretty happy as that sits. There we go. All right. So let's get this down to 20 pounds, or yeah, 20 pounds. There we go. So I'm just going to get these snug in kind of a crisscross pattern. Not looking to tighten it yet. Just checking the gaps on the rings themselves. Looks good for the back ring. Tighten that so there's no more play. Okay, then I'm just gonna do the same up front too. Just make sure that their contact is about the same. Okay, there we're good. Okay, so I do it in a crisscross fashion on tighten it. So we do that, that, that. I'm just going through it one more time just to make sure everything's good and tight. Okay, we should be all set. That is all mounted up there, and next thing I'm going to do is just mount this Vortex bubble level. And I'm going to keep this guy up here. So I kind of know when this is level here, so they match up. Okay, then do the bottom. Not quite that tight. Loosening this guy a little bit so I can get this one clamped on a little bit better. Alright, so let's center that. So, and then center of the vortex level. Okay, looks like we're good there. Just tighten this up. And I'm actually going to find the right bit for that. Of course, I don't have the right bit. Okay, well, I'll just hand tighten it then. Okay, looks like we're good. So that's all there is to it. Not that big a deal to mount this with you when you have the right tools. I have a couple more I'll do, but I just wanted to go through the process that I use here to mount scopes to a rifle. Thanks.